Madea,
Huh?
I was trying to celebrate my divorce.
That ain't the way to do it.
Madea, now, I know Vanessa wasn't the best girl.
She was the worst, absolute worst. You couldn't have got worse if you had prayed and said, God, send me worse. Bless me with worse, oh Father.
I thought I could change her, Madea.
Can't change people, son. I don't know what make folk think they can change somebody. You can't change nobody. That is a waste of time sitting around trying to change somebody. Maya Angelou said it best. She said, if someone shows you who they are, believe them. You know what that means? If it walk like a duck and quack like a duck, then guess what?
I said, duh.
Aflac.
But Madea, I didn't see any of this coming.
Don't sit there and tell that lie.
I didn't.
God always send you a sign. Don't sit there and tell that lie. That little voice in the back of your head that was telling you to pay attention, that was God's way of trying to get you to pay attention. And I would listen to that voice. I would stop what I'm doing. I remember I was asleep. It was 4:30 in the morning. That voice said, get up. I said, what's up? What's up? What's up? Man walking the house. I said, where the hell you been? He said, working late. He worked at the bank. I said, you been at the bank till 4:30? No, he said, yeah, we had a night audit. I had to be there all night long. I said, that makes sense. I tried to go back to sleep. That voice wore me out. So I had to get up and ask some more questions. See, when something don't sit right with you, you're supposed to keep asking questions. And I'm so good, I would get to question number 387. 2 months later, jump back to question number 8 to see if I get the same answer I got back then. That's why I tell people, ain't no sense of you sitting there lying. Tell the truth. Because if you tell one lie, you got to tell 20 more to cover the one you told. That's why I tell folks, don't sit there and tell a lie. That just make you, when you lie to people, that make them doubt everything you ever say from that point on, or everything you ever said. May as well just tell the truth. And if you ever want to know if a man is cheating, ask him to give you one thing. If he give it to you, he ain't cheating. Ask him for... Whew. I was getting ready to tell you, but I can't. I wanted to, but who I am is conflicting with this dress I got on. No. Madea strong, but she can't fight the player. I'm sorry. No, hell no. No, Tyler spoke up just then. Come on, bro. Come on. Too far. You're going too far. A man be cheating. You can catch them because they get themselves away. Men just, I don't understand. Men just always get themselves away just by doing dumb stuff. But a woman, them things is slick. Personally, I think women cheat more than men. Oh, they done got quiet now. And the reason they get away with it is because, you know, they never think, the men never think that they woman to cheat on them. But that's a fool who think that. Never underestimate your opponent. Them things is slick. I know a woman that was married for 38 years. She was so good she had an affair for 42 and he didn't know it. He died thinking he was the only one. But I found out the way to tell if a woman cheating. If you want to know if a woman is cheating, it's really simple. You're the kind of man that don't do what you're supposed to do. You're always doing something wrong. And she walking around smiling, singing. It ain't because she happy with Jesus alone. Jesus had some help putting that smile on her face. You hear me, sonny? Pay attention to the voices. They'll lead you the right direction.
I hear you, Madea. What am I supposed to do now?
Get up and go on with your life. It's all right to sit around, be depressed for a minute, cry about it, do whatever you have to, but don't stay there too long. Get up and go on with your life. This is what I learned in all these years on this earth. If somebody want to walk out of your life, let them Go. Especially if you know you done everything you can do, you done sat around and been the best man or the best woman you could be, and they still want to go, let them go. Whatever they're running after, they'll see what they had in a minute, but by then it's going to be too late. Because half these people you be sitting around crying about and worry about 2-3 years from now, you ain't going to even remember their last name. How many times you done seen folks somewhere, you be like, what the hell was I thinking? I done been there, I be like, what was wrong with me? What was I going through? I must have been lonely as hell to hook up with you. Let folks go, son. Some people come in your life for a lifetime, some come for a season. You got to know which is which. And you're going to always mess up when you mix them seasonal people up with lifetime expectations. You can't, they got people that done got married with people they was only supposed to be with for a season. They done got married to people they only supposed to be with for a season and wonder why they having so much hell in their life. That was a person that was supposed to come and teach you one thing. You didn't know it, so you just fell in love. And now you wonder why, hey, you ain't got no peace, no way you go. No. Listen, I put everybody that come in my life in the category of a tree. Some people are like leaves on a tree. Wind blow, they over here. They unstable. Blow the other way, they over here. Ain't nothing. Season change, they wither and die, they gone. It's all right. That's some people. Most people in the world are like that. They just there to take from the tree. They ain't there to do nothing but take and give shade every now and then. That's all they can do. But don't get mad at people like that. That's who they are. They ain't gonna never be nothing. That's what they put on this earth to be, but be what they are, a leaf. Some people are like a branch on that tree. You gotta be careful with them branches too, because they'll fool you. They'll get there and make you think they're a good friend and they're real strong, but the minute you step out there on them, they'll break and leave you high and dry. But if you find you 2 or 3 people in your life that's like the roots at the bottom of that tree, you are blessed, because them the kind of people that ain't going nowhere. They ain't worried about being seen. Don't nobody have to know that they know you. They ain't got to know what they doing for you. But if them roots wasn't there, that tree couldn't live. You understand? And they ain't got a tree can have 100 million branches, but only a few roots down at the bottom to make sure it get everything it needs. I'm telling you something. When you get you some roots, hold on to them. But the rest of them, let it go. Just let it go. Let folks go.
Madea, it's not always that easy.
Ain't nobody said it was going to be easy, but it'll get easy when you learn how to love yourself. When you get to a point in your life where you look at people and you go, okay, wait a minute, you or me, you will make a decision. Because when you telling folks to do something, and I never throw nobody away. I've never in my life just thrown nobody away to say, look, don't bother me no more, don't talk to me. I've never done that. What I do is I tell you, say, look, this thing you doing right here, that's going to cause a problem. You need to fix that, because if we're going to be friends, we're going to be cool, you got to fix that. And if you don't, we're going to have an issue. If you see somebody fix it, or they even trying to fix it, that's somebody that care. Keep them people around. That's a leaf that's trying to grow up and be something else. You understand? But if you tell somebody that what you're doing is hurting me and I need you to stop it, and they keep doing it, they don't care, move on, let them go. No matter how much it hurts, let them go. And it'll get easier, I promise you, every day it'll get easier and easier and easier. You just gotta make it through. You hear me, son? And see, you gotta learn how to be by yourself, son. People have to learn how to be alone. I don't understand all these people, I need somebody. Lord, where's my man? Lord, where's my woman? That is crazy as hell. If you don't know how to be by yourself, what you gonna do with somebody else? Stop praying about it. Shut up and wait. Go work on you. Hell, that's what that time is for, to get yourself together. I'd rather be in a corner by myself with a puppy and a goldfish and be happy than to be sitting around with somebody in my house. I'm wondering what the hell they there for. You would be surprised the things people put up with just to have somebody to say they love them. I don't understand. I can't live in dysfunction. I'm sorry. I done been through too much hell and high water to come there and let you come up in my adult life and when I'm supposed to be at peace and give me all kind of hell. Only 2 places on this earth you're gonna have peace: the grave and your house. Now, if you can't walk up in your house and you ain't got no peace, something wrong. I'm sorry. People be rebuking Satan. I be rebuking Satan and beating the hell out of everything that's up in there till they get out. I'm sorry. You got to go.
letting go of energy that's clouding your vision and holding you back. It's a life practice that I learned long ago that has freed me, so many ways. It's a fact that holding grudges against somebody who's done you wrong, or revisiting hurtful situations in your head over and over, only weighs you down and prevents you from being who you're meant to be right now, because you're still energetically holding on to the past. The energy that you put into constantly rewinding to the resentment. Why did they do that? Why did they say that to me? I didn't deserve to be treated that way. All of that only keeps you stuck. It will never change what happened. You gotta press stop and reject the urge to keep replaying so that you can then fast forward into the now for yourself. You know, a lot of people think that holding on to things that disempowered them is going to somehow magically turn it around. As I said in my message a couple of weeks ago about forgiveness, you have to release the notion, give up the hope that the past could have been any different. And you also must release the idea that people would do what you might do in any given instance. This is a big one. I had to learn and relearn before I actually got it. Expecting people to do what you would do in a situation only leads to your disappointment, not theirs. They're going on with their life. So let people be who they are, and either you accept it or you don't. Not doing that keeps you stuck in a circumstance that actually costs you time, costs you energy. And I can guarantee that oftentimes the person on the other side of the bitterness you're holding on to, they're not even thinking about you. In fact, they probably have just moved on. They certainly aren't obsessing the way you are. Think of it like letting go of any bad habit that just doesn't serve your well-being. Not an easy task. Taking the road to a more enlightened, healthy existence never is. So this is what I want to ask you to ask yourself. Why am I holding on to this? How is this serving me? And really think about the answer. Maybe it makes you feel validated. Maybe it makes you feel righteous. Or maybe taking on the pain is your way of recognizing the injustice so that even though it won't be made right, it can at least not be forgotten. Then I ask you, again, ask yourself, do you want to be right or do you want peace? This was huge for me. The unfortunate fact is that having both may not be possible. And also, you may never get your moment of righteousness, so why wait for it? Choose peace. What I know for sure is that in this world, time is a moving on, and it's our most valuable commodity. You can never get it back. So staying in that loop, playing it over and over in your head of hurt, only amplifies your pain. Let it go. Exhale, make room in your heart for something that is uplifting. Surround yourself with people who want the best for you. You have the ability to shift the DNA of your spirit and control how you perceive life. So why not lighten your load and let it go? When we hold on to ideologies, to processes or patterns that no longer serve us, it's clutter that takes us further away from our true purpose and the road to happiness. So I'm encouraging you to spend some time thinking about the things and the people who consume the most of your energy. Ask yourself which of these things feed your spirit, contribute to a more joyful life, and which of the things that do not. And one thing I know for sure is that feelings serve as a GPS for your life. So when you're supposed to be doing something or not doing something, your emotional GPS, your emotional guidance system lets you know. You just have to feel it, listen to it. So spend time examining where your spiritual energy is going. If you're doing things in your life that don't feel right, stop doing that. And by doing that, you're creating more room for the things that give you energy and lift your spirit. And there's some things you'll be able to identify right away as not serving you. What is not serving you now? But others may be trickier. Whenever I've had a hard time, figuring out what my gut is trying to tell me, I have to get still. And when you do this, you let your internal motivation be the driver, and your personal life improves, and so does everything else. If it feels right, move forward. If it doesn't feel right, clear out that clutter. And when you weed out that which doesn't serve you anymore and conserve your energy for the things that actually feed your soul, you'll live a happier, more fulfilled life. And I think that is something that we're all striving for. What it takes to keep moving forward, regardless of whatever obstacle may be put before you. We've all had obstacles. If you live long enough, you're going to get some. But the key is to be able to lean into whatever lesson that obstacle is trying to teach you. It hasn't always been easy for anybody who remains successful in life. In fact, sometimes it seems almost impossible. But I've said this before, I believe that resilience is the single most important quality that allows human beings to triumph in moments of difficulty. So the no's that so desperately we want to be yeses, they don't have to break us. Rejection hurts, but it's what we do with that rejection that ultimately will be the key to our biggest wins, and in turn, strengthen our resiliency. So if we can get into the practice of thanking the closed doors instead of lamenting the closed doors, Maya always said, say thank you in the worst of times, and trust in the omniscient power to see you through, because God put a rainbow in the clouds, she said. I believe that when you're fully present, that's when you're actually fully alive. You're clearer, you're more calm, you're not distracted and able to experience all the nuance and wonder of a life more awakened. So when we can just tune into what's just in front of us, life becomes simpler and less crowded with the to-dos, the what-ifs, and the why-nots. And when you need to focus on what to do or what to do next, the focus is just that. So deeper human connection comes from that way of operating in the world. And the now becomes your everything. Now, this is what I know, that it's one of the most impactful spiritual practices, knowing the power of now. Because the only moment we all have, you have, I have, is now. Past, already gone. The future, not even your next breath, guaranteed. When crises would show up, or challenges or heavy feelings would start to kind of bubble up, I would then take out my bubbles, blow a couple, and what that did is simply bring me back to my breath. This is what I know, that taking deep cleansing breaths is always a good way to come back into your body in the moment. And if you can't focus yourself, having a bottle of bubbles will do it. We all get the same 24 hours a day. And I don't know about you, but what I'm trying to do is spend my time maximizing the joy. Practicing gratitude. It is my single most important life practice, I have to say. For me, gratitude is something that is necessary and should be practiced every day, because making space for appreciating what you have opens you up for a happier, more fulfilled existence, I guarantee, while ensuring that those blessings just keep flowing. This is the truth. It's a law. What you focus on in your life expands. So focusing on what you're grateful for increases positive vibrations and feelings of joy. Just one good feeling builds on another good feeling and another. And if you actively appreciate all that you have in life, no matter how small it is, what you will notice is that you end up having more. And when you hone in on what you don't have, you never have enough. So being grateful, I've learned, allows us to fill in the cracks and crevices between what we desire and what we already have with positivity. So we can pave the way for grace to show up and lead to an even better life. So how do you make gratitude a habit? For me, the first thing I do in the morning is I read some sort of spiritual enlightenment that allows me to start the day with a positive frame of mind that will only help usher in even more positive energy. Many of you, as I have been, as I am, are where you are in your life based upon what you believe. And it's not just what you think you believe on the surface, it's also your shadow beliefs that are holding you back from moving into the life that you believe you deserve. What I know is if you're not looking at the shadows, if you're not looking at what is subconsciously running through the tape in your mind, telling yourself you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you're not smart enough, you're not enough, which is a tape that's playing for a lot of people. If you're not conscious of that, then you end up acting out of that belief system and not out of what you know to be the truest or want to be the truest for yourself. You don't become what you want, because so much of wanting is about living in the space of what you don't have. So if you start to think about that, really, why are you where you are in your life? The choices that you have made have been because of what you believe to be true for yourself.